Yes,
We're
sir.
back.
What's going on with you?
Not too much, man. How you feeling? How you living?
Yo, it's good. It's good out here. It's good out here. You see behind me? What time is it right now? It's like
Bro,
6:30.
6:30, it's still light out.
I had to
Love it.
crank the blinds on them. I say, yeah. Now we got some action.
Yeah, man. I'm so happy it's still light when I get home because
It changes your mood.
it really
The
does.
whole night is set.
Man, man, I love it. Now I'm looking at the skylight. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We
The
we
energy
needed
is
this.
different. The
We
energy is
needed
different.
this.
The energy is different.
How was Mohegan?
Yo, Mohegan was good. We came back, pretty much even. The games were crazy because when you go up there and you go to the sports book, the whole point is we want to take down the house.
Of
We're going to try to
course.
come back with some money when you go to the casino. All the favorites won when I was there on Friday. Every favorite. That was tough, but everything else is good.
Um, let's get into it.
Let's
We've been
do it.
gone for a couple of weeks. I've been busy, work, life, but we're back. I'm Johnell. This is my guy, Matt Price, Cash Walk-In. This is Heat Check, powered by Designated Report. And like I said, we got a bunch to get to. Trying to catch up, do some housekeeping over the last couple of weeks. But I wanted to start off, I think last week, Cade Cunningham, he went down, collapsed lung,
Yeah.
which feels crazy to me because for a little bit he was still trying to play. And
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, like how, like
That's
I just don't
yeah.
understand how a collapsed lung works.
Yeah.
But he's gonna miss some time. And a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, we were talking about the 65 game rule in the
Right,
NBA.
right.
And that's really the 65 game threshold is for any end of season award, whether it's MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, first, second team, All NBA, et cetera, et cetera.
All postseason awards.
Correct. And at that time, the conversation was, Luka might not, if he misses a few more games, he might not be eligible. SGA, he might not be eligible.
Yeah.
LeBron, Giannis, all these guys,
He missed 20-something games already.
Steph, Wemby, Jokic, like everybody was on the cusp, and it's like, hey, he might win this thing by default.
Yeah.
Enter the collapsed lung, and now the Players Association has intervened, and they're like,
Yeah.
hey, this guy is having an all-time season, best
Running away
season
with
of his
it.
career, MVP front runner, and now he's right on the cusp of not being eligible for the MVP. So Players Association, they're like, hey, we need to get this rule amended at the very minimum,
Like
if not
immediately.
immediately. I guess we did dive into this, like a month ago or
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But now it feels like it's a thing. It feels
Yeah.
real. It feels tangible.
Yeah.
Do you agree with the Players Association and their thoughts towards the 65 game rule in general, and specifically this season as it pertains to Cade Cunningham?
Yeah. I am on the side of the players, especially right now. Like now, I still think they should want to play and they have to play, but this is like now you're looking at like 2, 3, 4, like 5 of the top guys that are in the contention. Even the guy that you were gonna give it to because those guys were up against it. Now he's up against it. Excuse me. It's like, what do you do? What do you do? So I'm looking at it like, yeah, okay. There has to be an exception or something written in that I don't know how you fix this. I don't know how you fix it.
I
But
agree.
the 65 game rule thing, I was on board for. Like, find a way to make them play without punishing them when we know it's so clear that without this dude, that team is not what they are.
Very true.
He's like the poster boy, the poster child, the poster man for most valuable player to their team. I think they got to take a look at another way. I still do think they need to make sure they're out there, but they got to take a look at another way to get this thing, moving forward, so we don't hurt the postseason awards. That we're ranking guys. We're talking about, legacies here off of these awards. So
yeah,
I think they got to look at that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's cyclical because, like you mentioned, the 65 game rule was an incentive for players to play.
Yeah,
If you have MVP, first, second team, All NBA, Defensive Player of the Year, sixth man of the year, whatever in your contract as an incentive, you want to make sure you're playing at least those 65 games so that you're in
exactly.
contention to be able to win
And that's how
those,
they're
make some
giving
money.
these. That's how they're giving these monster balloon deals. There's
Yes.
so many incentives in them. So it's like you see a guy sign a deal for 350 million or 260 million, but it's intended or contingent on him being the MVP, him playing this many games, him doing all these things. Got to be an All NBA for third team. You get this much. For second team, you get that much. For that, you know what I mean? And then it's a playoff bonus. So yeah, these guys
Yeah,
want their money. They want their money.
absolutely. Absolutely. So I don't know. The rule was born out of, hey, we want you guys to care.
Yeah, it's all about them playing.
And that's it. That
And they got
truly,
way
truly, truly.
more. They have way more. Like, that's the reality. They have way more to keep them on the court than the guys that were playing 82. 20 years ago, 25 years
Absolutely.
ago, they have way more.
Absolutely.
They got masseuses. They got, how many doctors, the best doctors in the United States. They're getting trainers everywhere. They're getting treatment all day long. Like, I get it. But at some point, this is pro sports, bro. And you got to just go out there and play. Like, now, a collapsed lung, this is why I'm tweaking a little bit what I was saying before. A collapsed lung, that's not, Cade didn't go out there and collapse his lung. Or nobody went out there to do it. Like, this is just something that happened. And Cade's not a guy who just sits out. He was playing. He was the letter of the loss. Yeah, man, they got to find another way. I think it goes back to that. Like, the mindset, guys caring. Their mindset has to be, yo, I'm going to be out here. If my thumb hurts, I'm going to be out there. If I got a sore calf or whatever, and I get it, the doctors are telling them that's what happens when you bring all this in there. The doctors are like, well, he has a sore calf. It could be one of a million things, and it could lead to this. So the organization who's paying him 40-something million this year, they're like, nope, he's not playing.
No,
We don't need him in this game.
and you're absolutely right. I mean, Cunningham, a collapsed lung. Okay, like obviously you can't do that, but like, if it's soft tissue, it's a calf, it's a hamstring, it's a jammed thumb, it's all of these things. My thing is, you either have to have the rule or not. Like
That's it, yeah.
you can't.
Don't put a number on it, yeah.
Yeah, well, not even that. It just can't be a situation where it's like, for Cade Cunningham, because it was a collapsed lung,
Yeah.
the 65 games doesn't apply.
Yeah.
But if Johnell on the Memphis Grizzlies had a bad hamstring and I missed 20 games, how is that like a collapsed lung is more important?
Like the severity or yeah.
Severity is
it
like,
more of a freak accident than like?
so that's when
yeah.
I think it's either got to be 65 hard and like that's it. Like
or just get that out of there. Yeah.
If you don't meet the threshold, if you don't play 65 plus, then you're just not eligible.
That's
but
it.
We're not going to entertain like, what type of injury was it? Let's get a doctor's note. No, because then you just open the door to slippery slope.
Exactly, because everybody.
I do think they need to change something though.
Yeah, definitely.
They definitely do need to change something.
Definitely.
From one CBA to another, the WNBA, they finally were able to get their CBA in place. Give me some money. They were able to get it signed about a week ago, if I'm not mistaken. And, the players stood their ground. I think largely they got what they were looking for, what they were asking for, which was largely increased revenue share, higher max salaries, higher floors for salary.
Yes.
So all great things for a league that is at its height of its popularity, continuing to grow.
Rise right now.
Yes. So I got two questions for you. Did what the NBA did, NBA players, or not NBA, WNBA players, WNBA PA, the Players Association, did that change the future of women's sports in the way that they're paid, the way that they're compensated, the way that they're treated in the professional sports world?
I think it could. I really think it could for all these other leagues, because what we're seeing is what social media has done. It has made a lot of stars out of these girls.
Absolutely.
Or these women, excuse me. And because there's such massive stars already, they're already bringing so much attention on their own. I think that this is just this helped the league make that decision. Now, there was, I'm sure, a number that they wanted, but they didn't get that, and that's what negotiations are. They met in between. And what it really means is like I think they just wanted the same structure to their way they do business as the NBA has with its players and owners. They wanted more of a partnership with the league. The players and the partner are the players in the league are partnered together because it's true. It really is true.
Absolutely.
In this case, the league's biggest things like you're not like you can look at the Jerry West symbol, lean into the dribbling like that's NBA. The WNBA, it's not the logo, it's the players that everybody's following. You know, people aren't looking back that much. You know, if you're not like into it, you're not looking back. But the people that are into the league, like right now, that have come to the game now, that's what they need to be, you know, focused on. And I think that drove this decision for the league to, you know, it's like, yo, we got to meet them halfway. We can't miss it. We can't miss this right now. What's happening? Like my biggest question is who getting the first bag? It's Asia, right?
Asia Wilson.
She about to
They
get that
immediately.
a milli. They about to be signing lifetime contracts out here. Like, what you talking about? Like, it's crazy what they. I'm so happy for them, man. We've been in the building, you more times than me, with them to see the product in person. It's a great game they play. They play it the right way. They're extremely talented, extremely physical. And that's
Yes.
why I
Yes.
tell you, if you have a WNBA team near you or you go to somewhere where there's WNBA action happening, I encourage you to go
I
get it
agree.
in person. Go see it in person. It might look one way on TV, but go see it in person. And
Yes.
if you got bread like that, get close to the court because they be talking out there too.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, man,
Yes, they
it's
do.
a great product they got. They got great players, great stars, and I'm excited for them and to see what else they can do next.
Yeah, a deal had to get done. I've
Yeah,
been saying it for months now, just with how popular the league is currently. It would have been a disservice to everybody, not even just the players, not the franchises,
yeah,
the fans as well, to not have a season or to have an abbreviated season. They had to get it done. Ultimately, you know, again, the players had their demands, ownership, the franchises, they had their demands. And like you said, negotiations, you meet someplace in the middle. Nobody's going to be completely happy with everything. But at the end of the day, you walk away from the table thinking, you know, we got most of the things that we wanted. I think ultimately the players, they wanted to be drivers of league growth
yes,
and
yes.
or seen
They
as that,
already
you
are.
know,
Yeah,
and they
they
are.
want it to be compensated like it.
And I think we largely got there. Of course, there's going to be room to grow and change and things like that as the years go on. But as it stands right now, I think this is monumental
Huge.
for not only
Oh,
the WNBA, but for all of women's sports. You
yes,
know, whether it's the PWHL, the
yeah.
Professional Hockey League,
They're about to pop off. They're
they
really
are.
about to pop off,
I've
especially
been
that
to a
hockey
couple
league.
games. They're
Because if you
yeah,
the
yeah,
Winter Olympics just skyrocketed that team.
yeah, 100%.
Not for nothing. I hate to even put it like this, but they're young, they're attractive, they're great personalities. They're also on the internet, like this TikTok thing, man, this
Yep,
Instagram thing,
yep.
YouTube. It's got you can reach anyone, and I
Oh
think
yeah,
that's something, yo. Like if you are actually good and you reach anyone, you know, you can reach them.
yeah, 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 yeah. But yeah, I do think I think it lays the groundwork for some of these other leagues. The NWSL, the soccer league, the hockey league, their CBAs are up in 2030 and
Yeah,
31, if I'm not mistaken. And
they're
now
taking notes.
they're taking notes. They've
Yeah,
got the language. You
yeah.
know, they're like, they can go into negotiations and say, hey, we know what growth looks like in a women's professional sports league. We know what investment looks like. And, you know, you see what we're doing. Trinity Rodman, she just signed a $1 million
Yo, look at
deal
them
recently.
everywhere, everywhere. They're huge brands on their own, outside of these
100%.
leagues and outside of the sport. Shoot, in the WNBA, they got their own damn league outside of the WNBA. Like they play, you went there, so yeah, they have their own league besides y'all. So and people show up. They prove that they can sell out in an NBA arena
That they did as
with
well.
their product. So the
Yeah.
league was like, and look at Juju just signed with LeBron's new
Yeah.
Nike division. Like Juju, I tweeted. I don't know if you saw this. I said the WNBA has to get ready for what she's about to bring. Like
Yes. I
she
can't wait
is.
for her to get
I
back
know
on the court.
like yes, Caitlin Clark, huge. Yes, Asia, huge. Plum, huge. Brink, huge. Angel, huge. All of them. Paige, Caitlin, everybody. They're big, bro. What Juju is about to be, from the bun to just her swagger, everything about her screams mega huge superstar.
I
And she
agree.
can hoop. I just, something, remember you didn't hear it here first. Somebody else said it, but just remember how emphatically and passionately I'm saying this. Clip it. Juju is going to be one of them ones. And we got it. Man, it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Congrats to the ladies of the WNBA,
Yes.
man.
Absolutely.
And all the
Absolutely.
ladies in your future deals.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yo, before we move on to the next subject, I had somebody show me. So, like, obviously, this is laying the groundwork for the players currently, and then the players coming up. Like you said, the Jujus,
Yeah.
the Lauren Betts getting drafted this year. All these
Jazzy.
people,
Jazzy,
she's
Juju's teammate.
phenomenal. Yeah.
AZ, I swipe 3 times and I see AZ Fun.
She's on every commercial now.
It's crazy.
So yes, this is laying the groundwork for the present and the future. But I also saw something that players with service time got paid as well from the CBA. So like if you played for 5 years in the league, you got X number of dollars. If you paid 10 years in the league, you got paid X number of dollars, which I think was super dope to, again, all these women that have paved the way over the last 3 decades to get compensated for all the work that they put in. Again, I just think it's dope.
Diana a check. Send Taurasi a check. Send Candace Parker a check. Send Maya Moore. All y'all send her your checks.
Yeah.
Cause she kept it afloat when there wasn't a lot to watch except for her and Diana. Maya Moore kept it on ESPN for that highlight.
Yes, she did. So speaking of the women, let's jump over. I know this is an NBA show and we're doing, it's basketball. We're talking basketball.
Show.
But it's also March. It's also March.
Oh yeah, it's March. March is a basketball month.
Madness. It really, really is.
Big basketball.
Let's jump over to the NCAA women's bracket.
Yes.
Number 1 team in the tournament, your UConn Huskies, my UConn Huskies, our UConn Huskies. Is there a team that can derail this team?
No, but Texas can give them a game because they have an outstanding player. And South Carolina, Dawn ain't going out like that. Yeah. She's going to be ready. I don't even really think she likes Gino like that. Nobody really likes Gino. He's one of those, he's like an acquired taste. He's one of those guys. Like, if you from here, we cool with Gino. We love Gino. Because we know a Gino. We all know a Gino. Just like an old grumpy old man, but he's not really. He's like, he loves hard. Like,
Yeah.
That's Gino, man. So, I mean, there's nobody who's going to beat them. But they are a force, huh? They are a force. Yo, did he really press up 40?
Yes. That man doesn't care. He
said, I don't care. We got to get what am I going to tell him to stop? We got to get the reps in.
Bro.
He's just so locked in.
I photographed the Big East tournament and I'm sitting there next to one of the photographers and we're just talking. And very quickly, UConn was up like 20 in the first quarter. And at halftime, it was probably like 25-30 or something that they were up. And I'm just like, as the opposing coach, like, what do you say to your team? And then they come out of halftime and they're still pressing. They're playing full court. And I'm like, bro. And then
crazy. Picking up the inbounder. I was like,
literally,
this is wild.
Literally, my words were, there was like a turnover or something. Again, UConn's up 30 at this point, and Gino's going crazy. And I'm like, Gino's just trying to find stuff to be mad about at this point.
It. There's nothing he could be upset about. But they're genuinely like afraid still playing mad hard for him.
Yeah.
Like they're not messing around out there because they know like they're not trying to hear that.
Yeah, exactly.
That is coaching. That is consistency. That is what championship basketball coaches are.
100%. So 100%.
Like I saw that one coach who was like, in her player's face when she was
I
hyping her
loved
up.
it.
Like, I loved
Yep.
it.
Yep.
That's what. And then Shorty went out there and did her thing. She got right to work at that. She was not
Yeah.
a winner. She's like, you're right. Yeah, I am her. Like,
Yep.
yeah, I get like exactly. Sometimes you just got to remind your guys.
Exactly. Exactly. This is going to be a cop out answer, but no, I agree. No, the only way UConn loses is if they beat themselves.
Yeah,
Again, that sounds super corny and cliche, but it's true.
that's
Like,
it.
this team is so
Too good.
good. They are offensively, points per game, just going
Chris.
points per game. They are second in the nation. So they score a bunch of points. I think they're at like 89 or 90 points a game. But defensively, again, we were talking about them defensively. They're giving up 50 points a game.
Yeah,
They're the best defensive team in the league.
shutting everybody down.
It starts with KK Arnold. You have
It was 62
Sarah
to
Strong.
12 at one point last night,
Oh,
y'all.
it was
62
crazy.
to 12.
Yeah.
12. That was in like the third quarter. I'm not joking. This is not I'm not being hyperbolic.
Yeah.
That was a real score after halftime. It was crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, even off shooting night from that team, they're so good defensively. It's just like they would really have to beat themselves, or knock on wood, something happens to one of the key players. We're not saying it. We're not wishing it.
No, absolutely not.
But those are really the only two things I think could derail them. But they're so locked in. Gino has them locked in. I think they have the right people in leadership positions on the court, whether it's KK Arnold, whether it's AZ Fudd, whether it's Sarah Strong. They have the right people, the right pieces. It's going to,
most importantly,
we're going to get good games.
Most importantly, they just did it. Most of them. So they all remember how it was last year.
They know how to do it.
And hey, can't lie. He's got to be wanting this for bragging rights with Paige. That's her homegirl. How many did you get?
Absolutely right.
I got two.
You're absolutely right.
She's going to be up there on the stage like.
Yo, I didn't even think of it. You're 100% right.
I think there's a little, because the way she's playing right now, she has not messed around one time in this whole tournament. No matter what the score was, she has not messed around once. Not one unserious play. Last night, she put on a show.
Yeah, my gosh, yesterday. She had 26, I think 26 in the first half.
Yeah, Syracuse
she ended up with 34 or something. Bro, Syracuse coach was like, it's unacceptable that we're in the same bracket as him.
Why do I keep having to play them? I'm tired of these guys. She really crashed out.
I get it. I'd be mad too, but
he can't keep getting away with this. He can't keep getting away with it.
And real quick, did you fill out a women's bracket this year?
I did not. No.
You did it? Okay. I don't know. I mean, I know you've been watching. I don't know how locked in you've been. Do you have any matchups that you're interested in or like hoping to see on the women's side?
I want to see UConn and Texas in the final. I know that's where they can actually meet.
Okay.
So, because they played South Carolina this year, right? And then they beat them by I don't even know, 50 or something like that.
I'm fairly certain they did play South Carolina. Yeah.
So it's I think the player that they had, what's her name? Madison, is it Brooks?
Madison
Booker, that's right. She got the KD 35, man. She moved just like him.
Yeah, she just signed a deal with him.
Yeah, see, it's big time, man. So I love what they're doing over there. I think they have a player that could give UConn some difficulties. That's the matchup. That's the team I can predict. I can actually give them a game.
Okay, I like that. Matchup I'm looking forward to, and it's hypothetical because we don't know if it's going to happen. It would be in the Elite Eight, UCLA versus Duke.
Okay.
UCLA would have to beat Minnesota.
Kara Lawson.
Yeah, she's great.
Doing a great job over there.
But Minnesota, they've been lucky, quite frankly. But you need a little bit of luck in March.
Yeah, absolutely.
But UCLA over Minnesota, Duke would need to beat LSU, which would be an upset. LSU is going to be tough, but I would love to see that UCLA team. Lauren Betts, obviously, Kiki Rice. That team is just solid, top to bottom. Then you got Kara Lawson, like you mentioned, the coach for Duke, but Toby Fournier from Toronto. She's a
Mm.
sophomore this year, and she's so tough. As a sophomore, she's leading that team in scoring. She's the vocal leader of the team. So I just think it'll be a really good matchup. I think UCLA would win, but I just think it would be a very entertaining watch. So
Yeah. I
hopefully
also am
we can see that.
excited for Friday night, UConn and UNC, the women. UNC, they've been a fun team to watch. They've had some pretty exciting games so far. So, yeah, I'm excited. I think they may be able to give UConn a little bit of a run for their money. I think the games will start to be a little bit more
Yeah,
realistic now.
as we go, it'll get
Yeah,
more
yeah.
competitive.
I mean, even though they're slaughtering everybody all year anyway, but I think that's a big one I'm looking for on Friday. And then, yeah, I also TCU Virginia is an interesting one. That's another one on Saturday night. I'm looking at that, and then yeah, I want to see if Dawn's ladies have looked also very locked in. So
Always,
yeah, and
always.
she's has them ready to play. So I'm curious to see what they could do with Oklahoma. I know they had some pretty riveting games during the regular season against one another. So that's going to be fun to watch. And yeah, man, of course, Madison Booker, Kentucky, Texas. I want to see this. We got a couple conference matchups here.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, an SEC
Yes, sir.
matching up. So yeah, man, this is an exciting time. I love March. I love it.
Me too. Me too. Let's jump over to the men's side.
Yes.
First and foremost, how is your bracket looking?
I'm pretty cooked. I'm pretty cooked. I'm pretty cooked because I had North Carolina in the Sweet 16, betting with
So
my heart a little bit
yeah, I was
more.
gonna say
Now in my head,
first and foremost, how's your bracket? Secondly,
yeah.
what's up with UNC in your squad?
All right, so look, I don't know what's the situation with Hubert Davis. The news has not come out yet. I imagine that he's losing his job, but it's not all on him. A lot of blame
Of
has been
course, yeah,
placed on him. But with a 19-point lead, I shouldn't have to tell you as a coach to stop doing the things that those players were doing or to start doing the things those players were doing. They lost it. They choked. The lack of Caleb Wilson was not enough to lose that game. They were far better than VCU, far better. They proved it as much so, and they just choked and let go of the rope. A lot goes to the players, a lot goes to the coaching staff because then you have the out of bounds play at the end of the game. That was horrendous, throwing it to a 7-footer to let him
yeah.
facilitate and make a decision when he's never really been like that all year. And you have a senior guard built for that moment, ready to take the ball. He could put it on the floor and go to the line and get fouled or whatever. That's where you go with it. And then the out of bounds play that they had a 5-second call. That was
Which
inexplicable.
is insane. Yeah,
Insanity. And then in overtime to allow that shot, they never doubled. They never pressed up on that kid who had 16 points in the second half in overtime. He cooked you. He hit all the baskets to get them back in it. He hit the 4-point play that started that run.
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember each part of this thing, man. So I'm a big North Carolina fan. You know that.
Yes.
That was extremely frustrating to watch. It was like a slow and painful death, man. And so that's what happened with them. It's not as much. I think Hubert Davis, he took a job and he's trying to do it the way that it was when Roy was there. But Roy left because he didn't want to do what we're doing right now. That's why Roy left. He didn't want to recruit how you need to recruit today. Now, Hubert's got a pretty good recruiting class coming in next year for North Carolina. I think that they can put this thing together. Caleb Wilson has risen to a top 2 or 3 pick now. So I'd imagine he'll be announcing that he's going to the league anytime soon. But if there was a world he was coming back, they'd be national championship contenders immediately because, no matter who's the coach, because that kid is an extremely talented player. So yeah, it's a great loss. I'll put some blame for how the team finished the season on that kid wasn't there, that Caleb Wilson wasn't there. But in that game, they were playing great.
Yeah.
The coach
Yeah, they
does
were.
have to be able to kind of settle you down a little bit and get you back on track. And Hubert just couldn't do that. So look, I don't know what else is out there to bring in. I don't know who you bring in better than Hubert. You know what I mean? But he has to change. Maybe they need to not let him handle the recruiting process so hands-on. Maybe he just be one of the chefs in the kitchen, a sous chef, if you
Okay.
will. And then
Yeah.
there's like the main chef there who's like, yeah, I got you this guy. What do you think? I found this kid. What do you think? Somebody who, and then a money manager, the guy who knows what we got to spend. because this is business now. You're not just going out
100%.
and
100%.
recruiting. Like, you got to sit in the kid's house now, and you're not just telling them, oh, yeah, miss whatever, I'm going to take care of your son. I'm going to make sure he goes to church on Sundays. And she going to look back at you like, all right, so what the bread like? Because we talked to Coach Calipari, and he said
Yeah.
he got $5 million from my son. So what you got? You know, what y'all
It's a
got?
fact.
He said
It's
he
a
got
fact.
$2 million in an apartment for me and him off campus. You know what I mean? He said he got me one of them Dodge Challengers. I've been saving up for those. What you got for me, Mr. Davis? That's the game we
Yeah.
playing, and it's out in the open now.
Yep.
It's out
Yep.
in the open. So Hubert need to get out to them dealerships, drive on down East Franklin, and find you some businesses to get that bread in there so we could get the high caliber players, because they're going up the street to Durham. We don't want that. We want them to come to Chapel Hill. You giving out, bro, you got the most iconic brand ever. You got the Jumpman. If you don't start sending duffel bags to all the kids around the country right now who can hoop, like, what are y'all doing? But, don't get me started, man.
So you had UNC in the Sweet 16.
I did.
Who'd you have winning the championship?
I have
And has it
Arizona.
changed?
No, I have Arizona winning it. That remains the same. They look as good as any team has looked right now. They had a little slip up the other night where they let Utah State get back into the game a little bit. They slipped. But otherwise, man, they're good. We got some incredible matchups this weekend. I'm locked in. I'm right with Duke St. John's. I have St. John's winning that game.
Me too.
I'm right with Michigan State and UConn. I have UConn winning that game. So we got the rematch that everybody's hoping for. I have Arizona beating Arkansas, but I mean, we're going to get into this on the next topic. Who I've been most impressed with in this tournament, man. Arkansas, they've scored points. These are two of the highest scoring teams in Division I college basketball for men. So that's going to be an electric game. That High Point Arkansas game was absolutely phenomenal. People are talking about March was down now, bro. That was crazy. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
This kid, Johnston, for High Point 99, bro, he's shooting the lights out, man. Shooting the lights out.
I love
Very
everything
excited to
about
see
High
that.
Point. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got a first four team that has made it to the Sweet 16, bro. Like, that has happened, like, it seems every year. Remember a couple years ago was DJ Burns or whatever from North Carolina State, and they rolled all the way through to the Final Four, didn't they?
I feel like
I feel like
I don't know.
yeah. I don't even know, but they had him and that was a real good team. But Texas and Purdue, look, I have Purdue losing this game. I had actually BYU getting through there because I thought DeBanza was gonna just go blackout and carry them there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they lost it early, man. They just didn't have enough. They dealt with some injuries early on and missing those guys. It was just him, but he wasn't enough. I got Michigan, Alabama. I have Michigan winning that one. Yeah, look, I like Alabama, but I'm just waiting for the day that they're ice cold. And I feel like this is that day. Because Michigan's got so much length, so much athleticism. They're such a really just solid team. Both the teams play fast. I think Alabama ends up turning it over a little bit, getting sloppy out there, and then maybe the shots are off from playing in another team that matches their pace. And they get Michigan gets them out of there. Tennessee's look better than I thought. Originally, I was like, they're ass, but they've looked better than I thought. Iowa State looks dominant. I love everything they're putting together. I don't know what to say about Iowa State, but yeah, Houston and Illinois. I had Houston over North Carolina in this game, but yeah, Illinois has looked great. That's another great offense. Peja Stojakovic's son hooping. He came off the bench and dropped 20 the other day, bro. They got scorers on that team. They got the young freshman guard too. What's his name? Keaton Wagler, I think is his name. He could play too. They got a really good team. And then the story of the tournament to me, last game, the Big Ten matchup, Iowa number 9 seed versus Nebraska. First time in school history
Which is crazy to
ever.
me.
It's
Yeah.
wild to me. Being in the Sweet 16, man. A football school finally made it through to the Sweet 16, man. I didn't have either of these teams in there, but I'll pick it. I think Iowa's going to get through. I love their squad. The same case with Nebraska as I have with Alabama. I think they rely so much on the three that if that thing's not hitting, Iowa is a down, dirty, gritty team. You
Yeah.
saw how they handled Florida. they can get down in the mud and win in many types of games. So I think in that type of game where the shots aren't falling, Iowa's going to be able to take care of them. And they're another two teams that I watched that on Fox earlier in the season when they played. Very exciting game. Give me Iowa.
So real quick before we move on,
Yes, sir.
and I just need I need a one word answer, or just one or the other. Would you rather see a North Carolina run to a natty or a run for the Knicks to win?
I seen 5 of them North Carolina. I ain't never seen one of them. I just
I'm
wanted
just making
once.
sure. I wanted to see where you were at.
One time. I'm still locked, bro. Don't get it twisted. We're still locked in. We took a break to watch some college.
Yeah.
And now we are locked for June.
So we talked about this player prior to him coming back a few weeks ago, back from an Achilles injury. You and I, we have both torn our Achilles.
Yes.
Jason Tatum made his return on March 6th.
Unbelievable.
And he looked really good. Like he definitely wasn't in NBA playing shape in that game. He's working his way there, but he looked really good. And like in the days leading up, I was tweeting a bunch and I'm like, bro, like it's been 200 whatever days. Like Kobe came back and he wasn't the same player. This player came back, wasn't the same player. I was like, we need to like curb our expectations of Jason Tatum coming back. And he's completely proved me wrong. He looks, again, and I'm not saying that he's coming out and shooting, his splits are 60, 40, 90. Like he's had some rough games, but all things considered, he's looked and played fantastic.
Bro, this is his training camp. This is literally his training camp.
So first and foremost, the Achilles injury, again, you and I, we've been through it.
Yeah.
This is Jason Tatum, and I mean, I guess like Kevin Durant as well. Are they an anomaly, or are we seeing medicine kind of turning the corner on some of these injuries, Achilles, ACLs, things like that, where it's like, hey, it's not going to be detrimental. It's not going to be the end of your career if one of these things happens.
Yeah, I think, yes, medicine, and they're doing the surgery so often now, and they've done so many that they've had new breaks in technology and medicine. Yes, the way they do these things are better, but it depends on the person, because Dame tore his before Tatum, and he's not back, and then Haliburton
and he's older,
tore his a little bit after, and he's also like doesn't feel like he could go if he wanted to. Plus, their team is tanking out anyway. So yeah, exactly. Dame is older. I think there's a number of factors that go into it. But yeah, man, it's super impressive what he is doing.
I absolutely agree.
I just can't believe it. Like I said, from having the injury myself, I can't believe that this dude is out here playing NBA basketball at this level, man. It's incredible. Jumping, dunking off 2 feet, dunking. Like, bro, I was just starting to rewalk like for a couple months now. I was 6 months, like really off my feet. I didn't come out the boot until like 8, 9 months. Remember? I had the boot for mad long. Because I was like, I kept going to the doctor. I'm like, just like, it's not getting, physical therapy's not working. Like, I don't know. I'm still, even my calf now still don't feel right. I got to get right. I got to get my leg day going.
I mean, my calf is definitely still smaller.
Yeah.
I mean, so I came back early, but again, just like not, and again, like the last I played like competitively was high school. Junior year was the last time I played. But I tore my Achilles right after freshman year basketball season, and I was back. I tore it in, I think, February. I was back for Hell Week for football in
that's
August.
crazy.
So, but again, yes, I was back. I wasn't the same player. I wasn't as explosive. I wasn't. So again, that was 20 years ago at this point. So technology is different, training, rehab, everything's a little bit different.
He's been rehabbing like a maniac, man. Like
that was his job. That was his job.
Yeah,
he woke up and he worked, and so I don't know. I give Jason Tatum a lot of shit, but what he's done to get back on the court is incredible. And again, I'm not going to take that from him, man. I hope nothing but the best.
It's great what he's doing.
If I'm not mistaken, the Celtics are 6-3. since Tatum's gotten back.
Yep.
They're the 2 seed in the East right now. They play the Oklahoma City Thunder Wednesday night, March 25th. He did not play when they played in OKC about a week and a half or so ago. Does this game matter to either team?
I think that I don't know if Boston cares because I'm sure didn't expect them to be in the 2 seed. So it's like a gift for them to be there. The Knicks have New Orleans tonight. So
Take care of business.
they're a half game back. And so if they do lose that, the Knicks have the tiebreaker over them. And so at this point, I think they have another head to head. So they will, take the lead on them for the time being. I gotta tell you, I don't know if you really even want that 2 seed. The 3 is we would get Atlanta. Atlanta playing different level basketball.
They're playing really good
right
basketball.
now. They had they got that Trae Young out of there, and Jonathan Kuminga has
New life.
New life. Jalen Johnson is like a word. I got the ball now. It's all me.
Yeah.
Let's go. And he's played great. They're doing good with their young core there, and now they're playing defense, so they're starting to win games. But those Charlotte Hornets, man,
You've been talking about them.
They're pushing 40 wins right now, right at the 10 spot. Because all the teams at the bottom have kind of started to play better. They're all, Philly kind of dropped back in there because Atlanta caught them. But yeah, Orlando and Miami and Charlotte just being a really hot team. Like, do you even want those as 2 seeds? Those are teams that can hurt you. So once any of the 2 that come out of that 4, they make it into the playoff field. So yeah, man, I think that it matters to Boston that they stay on the top half and they have home court advantage against whoever they play. So they don't want to drop that far, but I don't think they care. I don't think they will put anybody in jeopardy to trying to get the 2 seed.
Yeah, I definitely don't think OKC cares. I mean, yes, I do think they want to have the best record in the league, so everything's going through OKC. I also think they'll play whoever, wherever. So, to lose a game to a very good Celtics team, they'll probably shrug it off. For the Celtics, again, I think it's a bit of a measuring stick because this is a completely new iteration of the Boston Celtics.
Yeah.
Like you had Jaylen Brown leading the charge. They were the 2-3 seed for much of the season, or going into
pretty much this year.
To have Jason Tatum come back, I don't want to say it's a power struggle. I think the 2 of them do and can interact very well on the basketball court. But just kind of reaffirming and understanding what the dynamics are going to be, who's going to have the ball in crunch time. Because again, Jaylen Brown, he's been that guy all season. Do you defer to Jason Tatum? Like, how does that work?
Yeah.
And they might not win this game, but I think playing elite talent, playing an elite team in the league and being able to kind of feel things out as we're, winding down the regular season, going into the playoffs.
Stick game.
I think that's more of what it is.
I could probably see him using it like that. Joe Mazzulla being as competitive as he is.
100%.
Same with OKC. They're just looking like let's see if can we really hang in this thing. I see that. I can see that being something that happens.
Are the Celtics the team to beat in the East now with Tatum back? Or do you think it's still Detroit? Do you think it's still you guys?
I think the 3 of them are the teams to beat.
Okay.
Detroit hasn't been there yet. The Boston and New York are the only teams that have been to a conference final.
Conference finals, yeah.
In this whole group. I mean, Atlanta, they got rid of everybody that was on the teams that made the finals. So everybody's out of there. Cleveland, they never did it. Toronto, they're back for the first time in 6-7 years. Yeah. Philadelphia, that hasn't been there. Orlando hasn't been there. Miami, they got, they are what they are. And Charlotte's their first time here. So the conference has really kind of swung, really, other than those couple teams that are at the top. And yeah, man, I think that it's Detroit, Boston, they are real because of the way they shoot the 3, because of the way that they're defending, because of their coach. And, they're top guys have rings.
Yeah.
So they know how to do it. And
Yep.
yeah, so I think that you catch them on a hot night and they're gonna beat anybody. But yeah, it's those teams at the top. I would put them honestly still. I don't care how bad the Pistons whoop the Knicks. They are on this level. It's the same to me.
Okay. Okay. And we're gonna wrap up. Let's get an update on the Knicks from you. How are you feeling? Again, you just mentioned you think you're in the top three. Somewhere somehow the Knicks are in the top three.
For sure.
How have they been playing? How do you feel about this Jason Tatum's Celtics team? Do they scare you? Can you beat them? What are your thoughts as again, season's winding down. We don't got too many more regular season games left.
We were beating them when he was 100%. Okay, we were up 2-0 with I think 9-point lead when he got injured.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were beating them when he was 100%. So if we see them again and he's not 100% yet, and we've beaten them a couple times already this year, I
I like
think
the confidence.
I think we should be able to handle them. The Knicks they're on a 6-game winning streak. They have been playing better as of late. But, it's all about defense for this team. If they defend, then they win. That's really all it is. And they've been in the past month, since March. I looked the stat up. They're the first place in defensive efficiency in the month of March. They've defended well. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They are on a 6-game winning streak, going for their third straight 50-win season. That hasn't happened since I was a youth. So, I mean, it's something that I'm very proud of. As Kobe said, the job is not finished. We all know what we want to do. I think these guys are starting to ramp it up a little bit. They're finding other ways to play other than Jalen Brunson hero ball. They're starting to share the basketball more. The young guys, they've been whooping guys so bad that the young guys been getting some burn. And yeah, man,
Beneficial.
I'm
Yeah.
liking what I'm seeing. Everybody, the chemistry looks right. We gotta. Stephen A. is talking so crazy, and it just keeps the ESPN just keeps asking him about his stuff, and they just gotta stop because he just sounds
Yeah,
crazy.
they do.
Yeah, it's insane. And then Josh Hart clapped back at him, and I like that. I like that. He clapped back at him, and then Stephen A. clapped back at him. It's like, oh, Josh, you need to sit down.
Man,
Just
get
don't,
Stephen A out of my
why are you
face.
trying to distract us, bro? Like, if you're such a big Knicks fan, then why are you trying to distract us from while we're on a championship run? Like, what are you doing? You in here, like, what role in the media is this? Where did they teach this in journalism school? To, like,
He's
troll your own team. Like, what is going on with you, bro? And then they parade him around like he's the biggest Knicks fan ever. He's just the dude from New York. He got a dude with a New York accent, bro. I don't care how long he says that he was a Knicks fan. Bro, this man has spent 30 just trashing the Knicks, pretending to be a Knicks fan. And then they just make him do it. He's a character, bro. Like, nah, you're not really like this, bro. And I get it. I understand, like, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy to me. So some Knicks fans, they don't even put that kind of energy into it anymore. I don't even want to. But yeah, Mikal Bridges is going to get right. A real
yeah.
Knicks fan would know that.
Yeah.
A real Knicks fan could say that he sucked the last bunch of games, but a real Knicks fan will remember that he made the two biggest plays of the entire season last year
Yes, he
to get
did.
us a
He did. He
2-0
did.
lead on Boston. Do you
Yes.
remember that? Like, nah, bro. Like, what are you talking about? You're supposed to be a Knicks historian. Like, I don't know, man. Anyway.
Let's
Yo,
get
let's
out of
go
here.
Knicks, man. We winding it down ready for the playoffs, bro. Stop getting me. Stephen A., get ready for the playoffs, bro. Stop playing around. Stop trying to distract us. Jalen, you talking about Jalen and the 7 picks. The 7 picks are gone. We don't care about them. And look who the Nets. We just smacked the Nets with all them picks that they use. They use all the picks. They was all out there in the court. It don't matter, man. F them picks, bro. Stop worrying about that. Give Mikal Bridges encouragement. Tell him that he gonna get right. And then we're going to go out here and we go into the finals this year. We're going to win. That's what I want to hear from you, Stephen A. That's it. Stop trying to troll, bro. Like, what's going on?
Let's get out of here. We
Yeah,
got to
man.
get to
Let's
the
go, man.
playoffs. We got to get Madison
Stephen
Square
A.
Garage open. We gotta get there. We gotta do all of it.
Oh,
Weather's
that's what I'm
starting to get
saying.
nice. It's
My
just now
window's
starting to
cracked.
get. It's
My
just now
window's
starting to
cracked.
get dark out.
I
So
know.
we're
We
getting
finishing the
close.
show.
We're
We
getting
coming up on an
close.
hour. We coming up on an hour in the
Yes.
show.
Yes.
And it's still daylight out.
Yes.
We up.
We're right there. We're right there. Let's get
Playoffs.
out of here. Knicks take care of business tonight against
Got
New
to.
Orleans,
Got to.
and let's keep it pushing.
Let's
Let's
go.
keep it pushing.
Let's go.
I'm Johnell. Right there, Matt Price, Cash Walk-In.
Heat check.
This is Heat Check, powered by Designated Report. We will be back with y'all next week. I apologize for the hiatus. I've been busy. Life's been busy, but we're back.
Things be happening. Things be happening.
We'll be back with y'all next week. Enjoy it. Enjoy the sunlight. Enjoy the weather. We're out of winter.
Yes.
We're out of winter.
We done made
Let's
it.
get it. We
All
made
right,
it.
bro. Let's go.